girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done.
All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome. Welcome. Buenos dias. Hope you guys enjoyed the video yesterday. Fun one. Morning, everyone. TTL, that's right. C-Got, TTL. Margin, morning. Brian, Golf Nut, Ponzi, BSA, Paul, Jacob, Tyen. Man, you might need to change that name for me. Pat, Carlos, Chef, what's up, Chef? Let's roll. That's right, Chef. Let's roll. Son, Carlitos, Bruce. Morning, Ranger. Morning, guys. Morning, everyone. How we doing? Morning, Marvin. Instant classic. The instant classic. Alrighty. So, today, the Tesla longs. Yeah, Tesla longs look great. In those longs, we'll see how they hold up today. Yeah, we'll see how they hold up today. But looking good right now. Also looking good on the Microsoft. So two nice. Oh wow, Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly just dropped two. So holy crap! I don't know if I think I talked about this in the live stream. Maybe it was Discord. My dad is heavily invested in Eli Lilly. I'm gonna shoot him a text right now. Big Lilly news this morning. Holy crap. Yeah, I think my dad owns Eli Lilly at like 400. And he's always talking about it. So whenever I see Eli Lilly go up, I shoot him a text. It's fun. All right. Yeah, Eli Lilly's. What a stock that is, man. What a stock that is. What a stock that is. Just a sturdy boy. Buenos dias. Good morning. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Let's go. Let's do it. Press that like button, subscribe. Appreciate you guys for all the support, man. Channel seems to be growing. Channel seems to be, staying alive, which I love. You guys are supporting it, which I really appreciate. We're getting more people on the live streams. We're getting more views on the videos. People seem to be enjoying it, so appreciate you guys. Oh, shit. Hold on. I got to plug in the camera. It's going to die. Hold on. Be right there. All right. We're good. Camera was not plugged in. It was about to die. All right. So, let's do it. Economic calendar. Yesterday, what an insane move again on the market. We had that same grinder, man. The same grinder. The Friday grinder, the Monday grinder. Over key levels. Perfect holds above key levels. Just really clean stuff. So, today, let's watch the levels again, and we'll go over everything. So today, Tuesday, FOMC members, really that's it, right? Really just some, oh, my neck's fucking killing me, man. Really just some FOMC members speaking. Bostic at 135, Barr at 245. So just be aware of some of that FOMC action, those talking heads today. That's really all I'd worry about there. Tomorrow, FOMC minutes. Don't really expect that to be too big. Obviously, if it's a big change from what's the status quo, then we might get some kind of a reaction. But if it's more of the same ideas, nothing changes versus the last minutes, then I don't really expect much there, guys. Maybe just some of this, right? Some of that craziness, and pretty much just a, overall, remaining the same level, but overall just volatility on the intraday around 2 o'clock. So just be aware of that. Thursday, unemployment claims, right? 9:45 PMI, and then tomorrow you start getting the Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole, it just seems weird saying it, man. I don't like saying that word, Jackson Hole. I've always had a problem. It just in my mind. Maybe I'm just a sick bastard, but I don't know. I just think about it's just not. They need to change the name of that, right? Jackson Hole. Can we change the name? Right? I know it's a location. I get it. But they need to change the name. Jackson Hole Symposium. I mean, what are we trying to say here? The J-hole, right? Come on into the J-hole. Just sounds wrong. So, yeah, let's change that name. Don't like the J-hole name. Anyways, we'll have Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking there, and we'll have a bunch of talking heads going on for the end of Thursday into Friday. I know it's a beautiful place, no doubt. It's definitely a nice place. It's a beautiful location, but let's change the name, okay? I don't really like the J-hole name. All right, anyways, let's continue. So, yesterday, NASDAQ futures, we had that 19,520 level, right? If you guys remember in the pre-market live stream, we talked about that little pre-market low, right? We had that pre-market low around 19,520. We had some of those previous lows that came in the day prior on Friday. And yesterday, it pretty much just held perfectly, man. You saw just a perfect 19,520, which was also 55.70 on the ES. We'll get to that in a second. But it was the same level. It was our 55.70 on the ES. And on the NASDAQ, it was that 19,520. And you guys saw some reactions there on Thursday. We saw those holds come in on Friday. We saw that pre-market hold come in the pre-market yesterday, right? And you saw just the overall just willingness to hold that level on the intraday yesterday, right? Look at this 5-minute chart. We just could not get any kind of downside continuation under that 19,520, and that is really what set up that long. Now, this was a pretty sloppy morning, right? It was a very sloppy morning, actually. But I will show you how you look through this sort of sloppy action and start to sort of get an idea of what the market's doing, right? And so there was some very clear things that the market started to do later in the day that showed you that it was going up, right? There were some very clear things, and I'm going to show you that right now. So we had the 19,680 level, right? You guys should be very aware with the 19,680 level. There's no doubt about that. That was this high. That was the high, right? The 19,680 was about as clear as it could possibly be, right? That was just a clear as day level yesterday. If you weren't aware of 19,680, then we need to be doing some more charting before the market opens. That is a very clear level, and we saw it react there yesterday as well, right? 11 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock, we saw the 19,680 level get reacted, right? And we saw the rejections. Now, when we rejected up here, right, what did we hold, okay? And this is sort of that intraday action that you need to sort of do. It's really not a level that you could establish before the action is starting to develop, right? And this is what I talk about, right? Part of our job as traders is reacting to the intraday action. And so what did you see develop yesterday on the intraday? You saw a triple top form early morning around 19,620, right? 19,620, 19,620, 19,620, right? That was a very clear intraday triple top that was starting to form. Now, when you got above it, right, and you moved up into the 680 supply, when you rejected the 680 supply, where did you trade back down into? You traded back down into the previous triple top on the intraday at 19,620. And that is where the QQQ held. That is a perfect example of an intraday structure, right? Break and retest, right? You saw this was the previous high, and it turned into a low on the intraday. That is a very telling thing that you need to be able to read on the intraday, okay? And this is why people join my Discord, whether you believe it or not, whether you think it's helpful or not, but this is why people join a community, right? At least for someone that knows what they're talking about, of course. This was something we were watching yesterday, right? Look at this yesterday that we posted in the chat. This is at 12 o'clock yesterday. This was the QQQ line in the sand. And on the voice chat, we were very, very seriously talking about that if the QQQ holds above that previous triple top high, right, and holds it as support, that is every reason for the market to continue higher, right? And that is exactly what the QQQ did. That is exactly what the ES did. And that is exactly what the NASDAQ did, right? And so that right there was the key realization on the intraday to understand that the market was starting to develop that higher, right, structure. And it was just perfect. It was absolutely perfect, right? And so that is exactly the type of intraday, analysis that is required that, maybe some of you are still early too, right? It's still early in your trading career. You're not sure how to really establish that and find it, but that right there was so important. So important. And what did it do next, right? What did it do next? Maybe you missed that one. What happened next? Look at this, right? Look at this. Boom, right? The next one. 1, 2, look at this. 3. Previous highs, intraday lows. Perfect, right? So look at how that thing just stair-stepped, right? Above previous highs, right? And you can just see how that stair-stepping action was taking place. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Necessary action to pay attention to. So that was beautiful. That's why the market went higher. If you followed it, congratulations. We got over 19,750, which is absolutely wild to me, right? We got over 19,750 and we absolutely squeezed above it. 19,750 was our major hourly chart level. If I zoom out, actually, it was our major 4-hour level. 19,750 was that major 4-hour level. That was these previous lows, these previous lows, these previous lows, and the previous highs here. 19,750, and we squeezed aggressively above it. The next level that I have on my charts is really not until, you could say it's this 19, you have a little bit at 19,980, right? I'm going to go down to the hourly chart and we'll do this together. You have a little bit at 19,980, right? There's a little bit there. I'll show you on the hourly chart where I'm sort of watching. I believe that the most important level here moving forward is right here. I'll show you quickly. It's right here. It's around this 20,080. I think that's like the really aggressive high over there. 20,080, 20,000. You can maybe move it down to 20,050. It's this whole little range. It's anywhere between 50 and 80. It's like a 30-point zone that it starts to get heavy up here. All right, 20,050, right? All in there. Starts to get a little bit heavy, right? All in here, all in here. You start to see some of those highs come in up around this 20,050, 20,080. There's maybe a little bit of, weakness around that 19,980, 19,970 zone over here, right? But I think I'm just going to leave that major high on my chart for now, which is that 20,050, 20,080 zone. All right, if I draw these to the left, I'm going to extend these to the left. Extend that, right? Extend that to the left. And if I zoom over to the left, right, take a look at this 20,050 to 20,080 zone. That's all right here, right? See this? That's this rejection. That's this rejection. That's this rejection. So the next level is pretty clear here, guys. We can see. I'm going to draw that red zone over. I'm going to bring that red zone over if I can get it to click. 1 second. Technical difficulties here. TOS sometimes makes it pretty difficult to grab onto things. So we're going to grab that red zone. We're going to drag it over, and we're going to look at this a little bit zoomed in, right? Look at this. 20,050 to 80, 20,050 to 80, 20,050 to 80, right? We can see how that area just sort of kept that NASDAQ lower, right? So that really is that next level for me on this NASDAQ futures. It's right here. 20,050, 20,080. That zone right there is my next big rejection point. That is potentially where I think you could move higher into. All right, so today, what are you watching? Today, if you hold above these lows, you're going higher. There is no doubt, okay? If we do not even test these lows or even have any drama at these lows, if this market just starts pushing higher today off these lows, you are going higher. There's no doubt about it. That would be an incredible hold, an intense hold. And you can see in the pre-market here, you are already just maintaining this futures low, right? You're just sitting right above it. 19,850, clear as can be, right? If you see us maintain this level today, there is every reason for this market to be pushing higher again. Now, if you break under this low, this little 19,850 low in the pre-market, I would assume that the market comes back to that 750, okay? That would be this little straight up move from end of day yesterday, okay? So if we do break under the 850 today, I would assume you get some downside towards that 750. Now, this is where most people will probably, potentially, I don't know if this is for sure, but this is how you're going to get totally screwed today, okay? If you're too zoomed in, right, and you start shorting here because the market's breaking down under 850, and you start taking shorts around this area today, this is probably going to screw you, okay? So I would not short above 19,750 today. There is zero reason. There is no reason to short this market above this 4-hour pivot. That is insanely clear. The market is on a rally. The market is strong. The upside is resilient. There is no reason to short into 19,750 here. So if you get lower today, right, I would be looking for pullback longs. I would look for pullback longs at 750. I would even look for pullback longs at 980. I'm sorry, at 680, right? Previous high, 50 SMA. I would even be looking for pullback longs at 680. I would not short this market if we're above 19,680, the previous highs from last week, and the breakout point from yesterday, and the 50 SMA, right? There is, for me, zero reason to look short if we're above that level. Zero. If I get an aggressive downside, I will simply be watching and waiting to realize where the long is, right? Keeping my attention and my focus on where the buying starts to step in and where my next long opportunity is, right? That will be my focus. I am not going to try to short back into demands here. So 19,850, that would be a sick hold, and it would just send us higher. If we break under that, you'll see more drama today. You'll probably see a little bit of slippage towards that 750, which is where that first spot will have to be watched for that long. If we break under 750, we will go to 680, which is really that ultimate long for me, down at 680, right? That would be about from yesterday's lows 680 would be a 61.8 retracement, right? That 750 zone would be about a 50% retracement of yesterday's move, right? That would be nice. So I'm definitely watching these pullback longs. There's no doubt about it. 750, 680, 50 SMA. This is a very interesting spot down here. This is also an interesting spot. But if we don't even break these lows, guys, we are not going to see these pullbacks. If we just hold above this 850 today, you're going higher, right? You're going higher. So very clear there. QQQ. The zone to be watching on the pullback is between 478.50 and 480. Let me show you why. 478.50 and 480. Let me show you why. That is this zone right here on the QQQ. So if I go over here and I go to the hourly chart, I am watching this zone right here, 478.50 to 480. Why am I watching this zone? Let me show you right now. So if I look at this zone, you can see previous highs, previous holds, previous holds, previous holds, right? All in here. Rejections right here, right? Holds in here, holds in here. 478.50, 480, right? These levels held. This zone was a very important hold area here, 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 and here again, right? Look at how that QQQ just held above that 478.50, 480 zone, all right here, keeping that market higher, right? Very, very clear. So today, if I go to the 15-minute chart, that is going to be the zone that I'm watching to see if those buyers step in today, right? Do I see the buying step in around this 478.50 to 480? If we get a pullback in here, what starts happening, right? What starts happening in this zone today? If we get under 478.50, that is where I think you will come back to this 476.30, right? That is the same as the NASDAQ probably breaking under 750, right? If the NASDAQ breaks under 750, then I think you will trade back down to that 680, right? Because this is straight up, guys, right? Look, that's straight up. So straight up could mean straight down, no doubt. So if we do break under 750 today, I think you trade the 680. Now, that's the same exact concept here as the QQQ breaking under 478.50 and trading back into 476.30, right? This is straight up, and this could be straight down. So if we do break under that 478.50 zone, that 480 zone, then I think you will pull back to this triple top, which could actually be the best long entry of the week, right? This could be the best long entry of the week. That could be absolutely sick, right? That would be absolutely sick. Without any serious news going on, would it be more technical than anything? Yeah, it would just be technical to get that pullback. Maybe lack of buying above, maybe a little bit, maybe need a little bit of liquidity to pull back and to get that higher move, right? Maybe a lack of liquidity up here, need a little bit of pullback, get some buyers involved, and then push it higher. Very possible, right? That's sometimes how the market moves, right? That's when you have straight up, you could get that downside move, Chef, right? So you did have a very aggressive upside move. So you might need to see some of that pullback to get those buyers involved again. That's very possible back at the 476.30 level. So that only happens if, in my opinion, if you break this 480 to 478.50 zone. So I would look for this pullback. I would look to see if this zone holds. If it does, I'd look for longs in there. If you break under 478.50, that's where I believe you will see that downside slip to 476.30, right? Next level's above. Taking a look here. Next levels above for me are 484.50 and 486. So right here, I see a little bit at 484.50. You have this high right here, and then this 486 high. So 484.50 and 486. If I go to the left, you can look at this too, right? 484.50, 484.50, 486, 486, right? Those are my next two levels. 484.50, 486. Right here. 484.50, 486. Those are my next two supplies above. You can put that little pre-market low in the Qs. It's right here around 481. It's very possible, right? Right there. 481, little pre-market low. Right? But I'm just sort of watching that 480 zone. I'm pretty much going to be interested in upside as long as we're above 480. But you could watch that 481 as well, right? Just that little pre-market low. Right about here. Right? A melt up is just it is what it is. It's a melt up, right? It's just a grind higher. It's just buying, right? Buying, just melting. Shorts squeezing out, shorts getting out of positions, large buyers coming in. It's just a melt up. Systematic. It's pretty much just systematic buying. S&P 500. S&P 500. Beautiful yesterday, 5570. That was awesome stuff. We saw that 5570 pre-market, right? We saw that previous. I mean, this was sick. Look at this thing. This was just sick. This was a previous rejection point on Friday, right? We had the drop on Friday. We had a push. We had a rejection, 5570. We got above it, right? We turned it into support, 5570. Beautiful. 5570, so clear there on Friday. Then we come into yesterday morning. What was holding? 5570. Perfect. We get a pullback intraday yesterday. Where does it hold? 5570. Absolutely awesome on the ES yesterday. Perfect holds of demand. Just really clean stuff. Yesterday on the intraday, we got above 5600. We held above 5600. That was right here. We started to hold above that 56. Little bit of a little fake, little short trap there. Love to see that. We've seen that. If you're part of the chat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We were literally watching the market live during this candle and said, you better watch out, because if this is anything like Friday, this is going to push you right back higher. And that is exactly what it did. We've been seeing a lot of this action. And what I believe this is, right? This is my explanation for this. I am not I just watch technical levels, guys, and I trade off levels and I trust them, and I keep it very simple. I do not try to think about the behind the scenes of what's going on here, but I'm pretty sure I know what this is. This right here, guys, is pretty much a lack of liquidity to move higher, right? Buyers are slowing. There's not enough buying volume pushing us higher, right? And so you get those sort of liquidity grabs on the intraday that increases the volume. You can see down here. You can't see it on your screen, but the volume starts to increase here, and that pretty much is, this right here is necessary to move us higher, right? This is the type of liquidity grab that moves the market higher, right? You have a lack of buyers stepping in. You need to move a little bit lower to try to pick up some more action. That's what it does, right? You get some shorts involved that get squeezed out. You get buyers buying that dip, and that is pretty much a recipe for upside action, right? So that is pretty much what you're seeing on this market day over day. You're seeing sort of that slow grind, sort of lack of liquidity. You get that big drop. Shorts sort of chase it because they're emotional. They want to short the market, so they start shorting it. Some buyers step in as well. This thing grinds higher. Shorts get squeezed out. Buyers keep buying, and that's the move that causes the upside, right? And that is pretty much what you are seeing very often in this market. Pretty much a characteristic of that melt up, right? Pretty much a characteristic of that melt up is exactly that. So you got that at 5,600 yesterday. You saw the 5,600 hold. We squeezed higher into our 5,625, right? You can see our 5,625 now is very clear today. So 5,625, clear as day. If we hold above this today, we're going higher, right? If we hold above 5,625 today, we're going higher. As clear as can be. Look at this, 5,625, hold. If we're holding above this today, we're looking for upside. Very, very clear. So 5,625 on ES. If you break below it, you could look for that 5,600 long today. That would be a very nice long. That's what I would look for, right? Right here, 5,600, right? If we get under 5,625, that would be my long, 5,600. Okay? Right there. Very clear, two levels on the ES. If we hold above 25, we're going higher. The next level higher is 5660 to 5665. I'll show you why. Right now. 5660 to 5665. I will show you why that's your next level. That is right here. 5660 to 5665 is right here. And if we hold above 25, guys, I think we're going to move exactly to that level. Okay? That's right here. Right here. 5660, 5665. That is your next supply above. If you break above that, guys, you're going to all-time highs. I mean, if we have another strong day, and we start seeing this thing hold above this zone, and you're starting to see the market action hold above here, I mean, you're going to all-time highs at that point, right? So 56.60 to 56.65 is your next immediate supply above. Be careful there today, right? That could be a little bit of rejection up there. If we do get this push, be careful up here for some potential rejections. If we get above that, I think you're going to all-time highs. All right? SPY's pretty much at that all-time high, pretty close. So yesterday, what held, right? What held yesterday? That 553.60 pre-market low. Yesterday, Friday break and retest. Look at that hold at 553.60. What was the level we had on our charts? We had 556.74. If you guys remember this level, I hope you do, right? We talked about 556.74. Why were we talking about 556.74? That was this high right here. 556.74 was this high right here, right? That was this low. That were these lows here, right? And that was this high right here. Look how clear that is. 556.74. Now, watch this, right? Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Look at 556.74 yesterday. Look. Rejections. Look at the hold above. 556.74. Look how clear the morning rejections were. We got above it. We held above it. We created a bull flag here right above that 556.74 level. That is about as clear as it can get. I mean, that is just absolutely gorgeous stuff. Right above our level. This was the exact level we talked about in the pre-market live stream yesterday. Exact, to the penny. And look at the reactions that happened at that level. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Have the levels, watch the reactions, trade off of them without bias. Absolutely perfect there again. Today, 559.63. 559.63 is the highs of yesterday. Okay, and this is also, I'm going to show you what else this is. This is also a very important level if we go back. 559.63. Look at this level, guys. Please take a look at this. This is incredible stuff here. This is the exact high right here. This is the exact low right here. This is the exact low right here. Low, low, high, high. 559.63. That is the exact level that we are trying to hold above here in the pre-market. Look at this. Look. So, if we hold above 559.63 today, you are going higher. Okay? There's no doubt in my mind. If you see a hold above 559.63 today, you are going higher. If you hold above this structure right here, you are probably going to see that 564. Right here. I'm going to show you one more time. If you hold above this structure right here today, if you turn this high into a support, you are likely going to see a move right into these highs at 564. Okay? If you turn this back into a rejection, then that is where you move lower. It is all about what happens at this 559.63. That is as clear as can be. You have a previous low here, right, that turned into a high, and that exact level at 559.63 is exactly where the market is trying to hold above as we speak, right here. So, if we hold above this, I assume upside. If we break below it, that's where you get your pullback, right? If you break below it and you hold below it, that's where I would assume you get your pullback, and I would look for the pullback long into the 556.74. Okay? Right here. Watch that level today. Very important. ES 56.25, NASDAQ 19.850, and QQQ 481, 480 area. Watching those levels. Let's see what these pullbacks look like today. All right. IWM 215. We talked about that 215 level. Let's watch this. This is very clear. 215. If IWM holds 215, I think you see 218. If you break under 215, you probably trade back to the 20 SMA. Okay? If you break below 215 today, you probably move back to the 20 SMA right here, 513. Okay? That's what I'd be watching. So if you break under 215 today, I say 213, and I would look for longs at 213. If you hold above 215, you go to 218. Okay? Watch that 215 today. Very clear. 2,500 people, 800 likes. Oh, shit. Tesla. Whoa. Yeah, we got some Tesla swings. Yeah, we got some Tesla swings. We sure do. We sure do. Congratulations. Congratulations, chat. Anyone in the chat? GG on the Tesla swings. Hell yeah. Yeah. Plan to stay long. Tesla August 23rd, 225 call as long as we're over 219. Man, 219 was a thing of beauty. 219 was a pure beauty, man. What a beauty level yesterday. So let's dive into Tesla. Can you check Ulta? And yeah, you got it, Piff. You got it. Just try to remind me in a little bit, Piff. Man, Tesla. The stair step is very pretty. So yesterday we had highs on Friday at 219, right? Ulta and MicroStrategy. Okay. 219, right? 219. Very clear on Tesla. That is Friday's highs. What did Tesla do yesterday on the intraday? Look at this. Look at that. Do I make these levels myself? Yes. Every morning. Wake up, 7 o'clock. Today, 5:30. Wake up, 6, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Get to work. That's what it takes. Get these levels. Get familiar with them. Be confident with them. That's the only way you're going to get confident if you build these levels yourself. I can help you build them. I can help you show them. But I'm going to tell you guys one thing, okay? I am going to have more trust in my levels than anyone else because they are my levels, okay? I built them. I see them. I understand them. So I'm going to trust them more than anyone else, right? So if you need to create your levels yourself. You need to come to the live stream. You can use my levels. You can see what I'm doing, right? You can use the levels that I'm doing, but I need you to see it yourself because the only way you're going to trust it is if you see it yourself and you understand it yourself. You can't trust me fully. It's not possible. You need to have inherent trust in your own analysis. So, 219, Friday highs. Look at the beautiful hold above that level yesterday. As long as we held above 219, I told the group I was long Tesla. I am long on a break and retest of Friday's highs. That is sexual stuff. What else? Look at how sexual this is, right? Look at this. Yesterday's highs, 222. Look at this, right? Yesterday's highs, support, and the push, right? 6 stuff. Now, today, Tesla. Where's my ultimate target on Tesla? It's very clear. It's 236. That's really my target on Tesla. My real target on Tesla is right here. 236. That's where I think Tesla is heading, right here. Right? I think you will test these highs at 236 after breaking this downtrend. Okay? That's where I believe that Tesla will be squeezing to, is up into this 236 high after breaking this uptrend. Now, there are some levels before that we need to be careful of, right? And we always are careful of them on the intraday. And so that is what I will show you now. The next level that I'm watching, over 226, guys, if we hold over 226, we're going higher, just to let you know. Right there. 226, if we hold above that high, we're going higher. Above 226 is 230. That's going to be a big boy, okay? That's going to be a big boy. Above 226 is 230, and that's going to be a big boy up here. So let's see if Tesla can hold 226. Man, would that be pretty. We'll see if it can. You know, it's a little bit of an early morning squeeze, so I don't really know if I trust it that much. But 226, we can take a look. If we hold above 226 today, we're going to 230, okay? If we pull back under 226, look for the pullback long at 221. Nvidia, what a monster yesterday. Let's all just take a moment of silence for this trade. Let's just take a moment of silence, okay? 5 seconds. Very nice. What an insane move. 97. I need to pull back to 97. I want to wait for 97. It needs to fill the gap at 97. It sure did. It sure did have to do that. And holy shit, man. What a fucking trade, man. What an awesome move. 97 gap fill. We were watching that. You guys should remember this. We were all over this thing. And what a move this was. Congratulations to anyone that took action here, that saw this and said, hey, this is risk reward. I'm taking it. sick. Sick. Congratulations on that. So, yesterday, we held above that 122.50. We held above, and the sickest hold of the day. This is the sickest hold of the day. 126.50. It could not have gotten any better. 126.50 yesterday. Could not have gotten any better. And it was still so late, and it still provided opportunity, right? Even though Nvidia was already up so much, you had an absolutely perfection flag back in the 126.50, and look at that break and retest long. That was the exact level we had in the live stream. That was the exact level we talked about here yesterday morning. We talked about 126.50, that we needed to get above it, and it provided us with the most perfect break and retest on the intraday. This 126.50 level right here, I'll show you where that stemmed from if you missed the live stream yesterday. Here it is, right? 126.50, 126.50, 126.50, 126.50, 126.50. Beautiful level at 126.50, and you can see how these intraday, this is what I do in a nutshell. I have hourly 4-hour levels, and I watch how they react on the intraday. This is a fantastic example of that hourly level reacting on the intraday. Look at that right there. Perfect. Now, 130. That's your next level. 130. Right here. Right? Clear as day. 130 on the 4-hour. That's your next level. If you hold above 130, you're going here. 132.50. So it's all about 130 today, guys. It's all about 130 today. You can see it's pretty tough up here. I would expect Nvidia to pull back, right? I would expect Nvidia to pull back, personally. That's a very heavy level. If we get above 130, this thing's going pretty much to all-time highs. If we get a break and hold above 130. I don't know if I expect it. If I do, if it does, Nvidia is just absolutely on one, right? Nvidia is absolutely on one if it gets over 130 today and goes again. That's insane. I would expect a little bit of a cool down. I would maybe watch this pre-market low right around this 128.50. I sort of like this area from yesterday, right? I would at least watch this sort of general low here, some of these lows around here. I'd sort of watch this 128.50, this area from yesterday. I'd keep an eye on that. I'd also keep an eye on this high from yesterday as well. What is that? That's like 127.50, right here. I would watch some of these intraday levels. These aren't longer-term levels, but I would watch these intraday levels to see if pullback longs do create themselves. Right here and right here. I'd watch to see what happens at those two levels today. If we get over 130 and hold it, we're going straight to 132.50. That's something I'll definitely watch. AMD, this thing has come back for vengeance. The vengeance move. And man, were we over this one as well. Man, have we been all over this one as well. So we were longing AMD back at this 139. We talked about that break and retest here. We had those previous highs, 145. Look at the hold there. We had the Friday highs around the 148. Look at the hold yesterday above there. This thing is on one. To be honest, we are moving on AMD, and it's coming back. And I'm happy I never sold my shares, to be quite honest. I'm really happy I never sold my shares because I thought about it, but I decided against it. So today, 157 right here. We got to hold above it. Right here, guys. Look at this. 157, 157, 157. We got to hold above that level. That's a must. So 157, if we hold above it, I think you can get more upside. I think you can probably see that upside until 164, right? Look at this over here. Look at this action over here. That's pretty much straight down. So if you hold above 157, I think you will get 154 or 164, right? I think that's very possible. Now, you have to hold above 157, right? That's a must. If we break under this 157 here, then I think you will probably trade back to that 153, maybe back to that 50 SMA, maybe back to this 200. But I don't really like the long as much at that point. I like the long if we see a very sturdy hold over 157, and if we do, and we get above this 100 SMA, I think you are going to see this 164. So, 157 big. If we break below that, I would watch some of these like 50 SMA, but I'd really like this, right? If we do break that 157 and see some downside, this would be my very aggressive next long at the previous highs here, around 153, okay? Let's go Microsoft real quick. I am long Microsoft as well, alongside that Tesla position. And I am very interested here. We've been talking about this 417. You guys saw yesterday that 417 held beautifully. 417, 417. We're going to need a break over this 423 today. Then we have the 100 SMA, and then we have 430. Those are my next three levels I'm watching. But man, am I interested in this little curl here on Microsoft. You guys can see we have this 417 level, this 417 level, this 417 level. We've gotten a break, we've gotten a retest, and I'm looking for this to be that continuation move, right? I'm looking for this 417 right here to sort of be the floor of a new continuation move. So watching this very closely today, 417, very interested. If we zoom out on the 4-hour chart, we can see right here, these are some very major previous highs and lows, some very major previous pivots here. And right there yesterday, we had a beautiful hold right above that 417. So I really like that. Right, you can see right here. I love how that defended itself, but I need to see this hold over yesterday's or over Thursday's highs today. That's really what I want. I want to hold over this 423. If I see that stair-step form today, I'm going to stay very confident in this one. So 423, that's going to be key on Microsoft today. SMCI, not much. Needs to get over 630. And what a beautiful hold to 600, right? Pull back long at 600 is exactly what we talked about. That's beautiful. We got to get over 630 today on SMCI. Broadcom, beautiful little flag that we talked about here. That flag was forming that 162.50, that 165. You guys saw this little flag forming, right? We had this little pullback that was going on between that 162.50, 165. Yesterday, the 162.50 held like a champ. Look at this 162.50. Look at that end of day squeeze. Today, I would be looking for Broadcom to hold. 1 second. I would be looking for Broadcom to hold 165 today. If Broadcom holds over 165, right here, 165, 165. If Broadcom holds 165 in a pullback, this would be something I'd watch today for more upside. Yeah, I want to go over CrowdStrike because CrowdStrike could get some sympathy from PANW, and PANW had good earnings, which we'll go over as well. CrowdStrike has been on a beautiful stair-step higher. We talked about that 263.50. If CrowdStrike holds over 263.50, I believe it is headed right to 276. Okay, that's where I think you're moving to. So 276, 275, I agree with you there, Richard. As long as you hold above this 263.50, I'd expect CrowdStrike to continue here. PANW, these are some big levels to watch today. 345, 350, right? Look at this chart. 350 right there and 345 previous highs. I would absolutely be watching this today. If PANW finds support in the 345 to 350 zone, this is going to go higher. I would watch this very closely. This 345, 350 zone, if this holds today, I would look for upside continuation post-earnings. ARM. Yeah, ARM is holding really nicely over 129. It needs to break this 133. 133 in the 100 SMA needs to break. Very important. Google, the comeback trade is potentially alive here on Google. Google is starting to, battle back a little bit. I would look for Google to pull back to 168 and see if that presents a long opportunity. 168 in the daily 20 SMA would be the long I'd look for. See if 168 can hold. Upside supply, 170, 150. Amazon, 177. As long as it's above 177, it's good. Palantir, as long as it's above 30, it's good. ASTS, holy shit, that went again, huh? Wow, that went again. Yeah, it went again off 30. Nice. We talked about it. Let's look at what did Piff want to look at? He wanted to look at Ulta and MicroStrategy. Where's Ulta at? Yeah, Ulta's at this 4-hour supply, man. Be careful over here. This is a big spot on Ulta. All in here. This really up to 400. Really, anything south of 400 is a little concerning to me on Ulta. You can see right here, 400 and that 100 SMA. I would want it above that. So anything below 400 is a little concerning there, and that 100 SMA. MSTR, MicroStrategy. It's all about this 144 level, it looks like. Yeah, this is a very key level here. 144. Take a look at this spot. Did MicroStrategy split? I guess they did. 144 And then look at all those SMAs there. 120 and 50 SMA. Yeah, this 144 is must break. 144. Upstart. Yeah, she's got some dance behind it, huh? Upstart's been moving a little bit. I mean, it's just a shit stock, though, Margin, to be quite honest with you, man. I know you guys like this stock, but it really is a shit stock. So be careful, right? Because this thing's going to get sold into, you know, if things start to, if the market starts to not get so, you know, if the market's not so bullish, you know, it's going to get sold into. These stocks go up when the market's on like on a tear, right? Because it just, you know, sort of, hey, everything's going up. It's going up, right? But once there's some drama, you know, you got to be careful of one of these moves coming in. So be careful of that. 43 margin, like right here, these lows, 43 is probably where you could see it, right? I'd say 43 would be your like ultimate target here. These lows right here, I'd watch that. Watch 43. Okay. Apple, yeah, Apple's a freight train. Buy it, don't trade it. It's going to keep going higher, in my opinion. Just keep looking for those Apple pullbacks, own shares. That's my personal opinion. Apple above 222 is fantastic. Apple above 222 is fantastic. Be careful of 228 supply above. What else? Netflix. Oh, we're at 690, man. Oh, my God. Netflix has been on a rip. Yeah, Netflix has been on an absolute rip. 690, major highs. Above 690, guys, all-time high, 700. You might as well say, Netflix might as well just be at all-time highs at this point. So 690 is your next level, but 700 is all-time highs. You're probably just going to see it. Look at this hold over 670. We talked about that. Oh, man, that's clean. Coinbase, 208. Same levels as always. And finally, Meta, 523. Right there. Meta, 523. Must hold. All right. Tesla. Let's watch the 226 today. That's going to be big. Let's see if it can hold above it. Nvidia, let's keep an eye on that 130. Microsoft, keeping an eye on that 423. Yeah, pretty nice stuff out there. AMD 157, Google 168, Amazon 177. I'm watching that PA&W 345, 350 zone. CrowdStrike, watching that 260, 350. And the most important is right here. 19,850. Do we hold it above on the NASDAQ futures? If not, we might slip. QQQ 481. Do we hold? Let's see. ES 5625. And finally, that SPY 559.60 area. Definitely watching today. All right. That's all I got. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay tuned for more. Got some more sort of vlog type videos coming, right? I'm definitely going to do it. We already talked about AVGO. Pay attention. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.